Hey babies, what's up my darling MVPs and how you all doing? Welcome back to Sale with Mimiciously Mimi where you get the gist. I see they do waiting. I see they hurt. Of course you know there is no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze you do well. You lose. Are you yet to subscribe to this channel? Or are you still sitting on a fat, long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how do you want to get the gist? Acide hot. So, guys, talking about the gist acid hot. You guys know what we all look forward to on Mondays in Biggie's house. HOH and nominations, and then the HOH finally happened, and we've gotten our HOH for this week, who also gets immunity for this week. You guys know how it is already. The head of house, backs the immunity at the same time. Meanwhile, guys, during the course of this HOH task, something really happened with Wanni, Handi, and the ninja. But before we talk about that, let's discuss how the HOH and the process happened. Okay, yeah. So just stay tuned, watch the very end so you don't miss out on any of this gist at all. So the housemates were gathered at the arena. You know how Biggie does it these days. He will gather all of them at the arena, explain the tax, the major general tax of the day. So, and this one, the first one that everybody will partake in, is actually removing all the boards inside this jar, inside the seaway plastic, or what is it called, the jar. Yes, they have to pour out all the white boards. After that, they will now go to the second phase to go blow this balloon and set inside the cups, inside the red cups, according to the colors on the board there. So meaning they will have set green, pink, yellow, blue, and red balls. So which is what they did in their numbers. The housemates went in to go do all of that. After they emptied the gallon, that is removing all of the white balls from the gallon, then they would just ensue to the next one. So that was how they did in their numbers. And Biggie said after that he's gonna select the top 4 that would go to the next round. So after everything, after the housemates finished with the participation of this particular first task, so the housemates who made it to the next round was the Nelita. Guys, you see Nelita, Nelly and Anita. I don't joke with those girls for a reason. Like, when it comes to tax, just leave it for them. Like, when it comes to tax, they really do their best. They really do their best. In fact, they are the top when it comes to, you want to talk about housemates that are good with tasks. I think I would mention the Nelita pair first. That is Nelly and Anita. So they were among the top 4. The Nelita pairs, the Wanni X Handi, Shatoria, and then the Checkers. They were among the top 4. And then some people be like, oh, Mbadiwe twins are really slacking. Guys, they are not slacking. The game is the game. Other people are also trying. So it's very okay to get to see that the top 4 actually took a different phase. We get to see the Checkers there and whatnot. So after that, the top 4 were to actually participate on, they had to use is that a stick or a rod that they had to put on their leg, and they will have to hop to the other end. If the stick fall off their feet, they would also, come back and start from beginning. So they had to do it in their numbers, and the Shatoria finished theirs first. It was not easy, guys. You have a stick, just one stick between their legs, and they hop to the other end. If the stick fall off, they go back and start afresh. The Shatoria finished first, and the Nelita were trying, but they would always go back because their stick was falling off. They were just trying like that until it happened that Wanni X Handi tried to get to the other end before them, but I know their feet was on the floor. Even when they got to that end, I knew they were not going to go to the next round. So after everything, it was the Nelita pair and the Shatoria pair. And you guys already know. So after much time wasted, of course, Biggie would waste all of his time. So, and then he now called the housemates back to the arena, and he was like, now for the next phase, are we going to be having the Nelita pair 3 times on in a row as the HOH, or are we gonna be having a new HOH this week? That, or what Big is trying to say is between the Shatoria or the Nelita, who is gonna win this one? And this one had to do with word puzzle. Like, this is one of my favorite. I love that in there. So you have to circle the word according to Biggie. It's the word, it's the name of the housemates, you know, that you have to circle and get them. Like, for example, you have the double K, you would actually get from those words, and then you go circle them round like that, like that, like that. But while it was going, I don't know, even before they started this task, at this point I should be called Prophet Mimi, because I had a feeling that the Shatoria would actually win it. Same way I felt last week about the Nelita, that they would win again, and yet they won. I had a feeling the Shatoria would win this week. Then first round they surprised me, second round they amazed me, and then the third round, guys, guess what? They were actually the one who got the highest number of names. They got, it was supposed to be 14 per name, but they got 12, while the Nelita pair got 6. That was how power changed hand this week, and then the Shatoria became the very first head of house for the season. Like, it's their first head of house for the season, and then the Nelita pair had to transfer power back. You know, it gives a different feeling, you know. So they had to transfer the power back to what's it called? The Shatoria. Yeah. So we are having Sean and Victoria as the HOH this week. How is their reign gonna be? Two peeps who do not really make noise or shout like that, like that. They don't really talk too much. How is their reign gonna be? Because I know there was one time during their diary session, in fact, Biggie had to tell them that, hope you guys are ready to actually carry out the responsibilities that come with this role. For Biggie to have even said this particular words to them, it definitely means that obviously these ones are not really ready for the responsibilities, right? Because they once said it during their session, according to Victoria, that they don't even need head of house because of it comes with great responsibilities, and they're not even ready for that. She said she wasn't even ready for that, but right now the power has changed hands and they do not have a choice. Any which ways, you guys know now they would have to choose a pair that would go to the guest room with them. We already know who that will be. The way we already know, but the way Sean said it, he even said it like he made the decision himself. He's not even sounding like, he was not sounding like it was a decision from the two of them. You know, he said, I'm gonna be choosing, I will choose my chihuahuas. That is Wanni X Handi. The way he actually did say it, people feel like Victoria cannot even make a choice. But we all know if Victoria was to make a choice, she would choose Cassia. And yet, Double K has been to the condo before. So it's very okay for for Sean to make this decision. So I think maybe they've actually decided about that already, on whom they are going to choose, you know. And then maybe Sean said, okay, maybe he would choose this week. Maybe when next they win, Victoria would be able to choose, you know. Of course, Wanni and Sandy have not been to the HOH condo before, but during the Ndene regime, yeah, that was when the Double K went there, you know. And yeah, so I think it's just cool. It's something that I think Victoria still do not really have ish with it. Yeah. So for the very first time after the convo, after they finished with the task, they went to the house. The HOH addressed the housemates. According to Sean, Sean said they've really tried. Other previous HOH have really tried, and they are not going to be doing anything more than what they've done. Rather, they would want to maintain the pace at which the head of house has set their regime, meaning that from the previous HOH, they set the regime at a higher standard, and all they were going to do is just keep up with that standard and not do anything less or more. Meanwhile, the HOH and the guests were rejoicing on how they are going to go enjoy some small chops at the condo, while Biggie called the HOH for the very first time in the diary room. Victoria went to answer that call, and then she was literally standing at first before Biggie asked her to sit, and then she sat down. Biggie said it was time for them to wager for this week wager tax, and she had to take the brief outside. They spoke to the housemates, and then they wagered 80%. So she revert back to Biggie that they've wagered 80%. So are the Shatoria gonna win this week wager task? Let's see how everything plays out. Coming from Chime, people will go call Nelita for nomination today go yakpa the tension alone. So Chime is saying that people are going to mention the Nelita pair so much. They are going to be on the chopping block. The cutest, I think, yes, they will see them as competitors because, those ones, they are good with task. The cutest Kimi says, Victoria went from the most boring girl to the most competitive girl of the season, the super commando woman of the season. For brand task queen can only be God. You will keep going higher, my love. And I say amen to that. It's actually so surprising to see how Victoria, she did not just come out of her shell, in the house. She also came out ready for Arena Task game. All right, Comrade Attitude says, Shatoria have secured another 2 weeks in the house. 7th week secured. No eviction next week. Yeah, guys. Anybody that will be saved this week is going to be saved next week because there is no eviction upper week. After this week's eviction, whoever goes home is going to miss the free eviction week. Next week is the free eviction week. Now, guys, let's talk about what happened in between the HOH challenge. So while the housemates were being called in their numbers during the first HOH challenge, the twins, Wanni x Handi, literally went to the arena. Their ball was still on the floor because what happened is those balls from those gallon, if it's on the floor, you have to pick them and put it back inside the bucket. But they did not do that, so they wanted to go continue with the next challenge. And then the ninja was giving them sign, And next thing, because of they did not grab with the ninja's direction so fast, and it happened that it was the balls on the floor that they had to that the ninja is talking about. So they started, acting funny when they left the arena after they were done. They started shouting in the house that this ninja self, this one, that one. I'm like, these girls, they do too much. They started complaining, ninja this, ninja that. This ninja was not supposed to do it. We were supposed to be done things, blah, 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 And then I think Biggie actually saw the way they were ranting and saying things about the ninjas. That was how Big Brother called the housemates to gather in the lounge. When they gathered, and then Biggie had to give them a stern warning of what just happened with the Wanni x Handi pair, that no housemates should ever, ever say anything to the ninja, or use any derogatory words on the ninja. So Big Brother warned them and tell them that whenever they go back for the next challenge, that they should apologize to the ninja. And they did that exactly, because immediately they went for the next round of HOH challenge. They said ninja 4, ninja 5, we are sorry. You see Wanni x Handi, in as much as I love them, I love their energy, but if they are not really careful in the house, they will back strike. I said it with my full chest. Like, if they are not really careful in that house, they are going to just catch strike. And it's not going to be one strike. So I think they should be extraordinary careful so as not to actually entertain any such thing. Because fans are already waiting. Netizens, they're already saying, this season nobody has gotten a strike, But I'm seeing these twins to be the people to get first strike this season. I just hope they are really, really careful anyways. But guys, that was how it all happened with the HOH, the guest choice and whatnot. At this point, gonna be dropping my voice right here now to see you guys later. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. Bye for now, babies.